But our next match is going to be Brian Lavoie from San Diego, California, by way of Boston, Massachusetts, has lived in Ireland some. We talked about that. He was in Ireland for 3 years after school. And he plays Matthew Hansen. Of course, we've said this before, from Salt Lake City, Utah. There's Matthew Hansen with shoes on. And, of course, BLAV, you see him with his flip-flops. He's trying to replicate the way he plays at home. So if you see BLAV lean back in that chair in an almost dangerous perched position, he's just trying to get into the position that he normally plays. And here is a good look at Matthew Hansen. And I would say this is a fairly even match, believe it or not.
Believe so.
This is a fairly even match. Now, I think that if Chubby Cox wins the match, you could call it a mild upset. But these are two guys, Chris, that could win a world championship today. They are definitely two players that could.
What kind of pace are we going to see here, Chad?
You know, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to – I don't know. Now, BLAV typically plays quickly, but in this setting, I'm not sure. And Chubby, I know Chubby Cox. I know Matthew Hansen well. He's a friend. And there's how Brian's going to sit. He has actually got his feet propped up in the air underneath the table that these players have in front of them, trying to get relaxed. And I don't know the speed. That will be curious if these guys fly through this course or not. Don't really know.
Of course we got. Let's see what we got going on here. Everybody signing in.
Praying for a good one here. Praying for a good one here. Praying for a good one here.
Well, we had a good course last time. I think we can. Tundra would be a nice little money setup there.
Ooh, that would be nasty. I love it.
A little Tundra, get our blood flowing here.
Let's see. Matthew Hansen, you see his brother has come to support him. You see him sitting down, legs crossed, nice beard, tremendous hat. That's a hat I could see Gino wearing, honestly.
Yeah.
I think you'd wear a hat like that. Maybe.
Yeah, got a – God, what kind of hat would you call that?
I don't know. It's got a hell of a brim all the way around. Here we go. We've got more rustic. We've got more rustic.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like it. I can watch rustic all day, to be honest.
All right.
As
so
we call
first
this
off,
match, I am going to look at the phone and look at comments here.
I think BLAV is trying to – because he's got Pop and Willie's right up. Does he need to change his sign-in?
Looks that way. Chubby Cox is set up perfectly. Someone might want to tell Hansen to wait so we can at least start these matches at the same time.
All right.
So here we go. Hansen will take off, and he is trying to drive this green.
Oh, okay.
But you can't get there on this one, on this particular setup. This will go past the street, and he will have a good chip. That's a good chip.
Perhaps, I don't know. I think Brian may be trying to calm himself down a little bit.
So I have a score update.
I'm just body language doctor talking here, Chad. I see the shakes in his hands. He's feeling it right now.
Yeah, that is what he's doing, and he's practicing his stroke.
Yeah, he's trying to just get himself.
So I do have a score update. Shankopotamus, Will Davis from Pennsylvania, has moved on. He defeated Travis Bond by 3. So thank you to Chris Hampstead for that update.
First world championship for Travis Bond. Good experience for him. There's a good chance he could be back one day.
See the esports vice president. Is that right?
Yes.
Andy Coleman?
The director of esports.
Director. Okay. Director of esports, Andy Coleman.
So many fancy,
They've
titles.
got a lot of titles.
President, manager, director.
Yeah.
All those official positions. Project managers.
So Andy is working on some type of problem, and it looks like
he's trying to.
I mean, if you look like now, Brian Lavoie is
moved his chair over just a little bit. He's trying to,
he's going to get comfortable.
yeah, he's trying to get himself into the position that he likes to be in.
So Chubby Cox did not make that first chip. He birdies the first hole. So what's going on with BLAV? He is
BLAV is already on the 4th hole. Okay, apparently his feet was on something that actually disconnected something.
I see. So he had been playing that whole time. He had been playing that whole time.
And here I am just looking at him with the shakes and nothing's happening on the screen. Like he's got, he's trying to get himself to a place. He's already on the 4th hole. He's zooming through this round.
So we've answered the question about the speed of play, right?
Yeah.
So we apologize, but we had no idea. So that's why he adjusted his seating position, like Chris said. That's why Andy Coleman went and talked to him.
Let's see what's happening here and what he did in the first 3 holes. He did eagle the first hole, but it looks like he might have parred the par 3.
Okay, so Andy Coleman has updated us. BLAV unplugged the iPad that gives you the connectivity to the stream, was continuing to play on the iPad. You weren't able to see it. Chris and I were not able to see it.
What a shot from Brian Lavoie.
Wow, very nicely done. Chubby Cox makes his putt.
So so BLAV had eagled the first hole and then he parred the 3rd par 3.
So we're trying to get back on track, and now
Chubby Cox having a little bit of connection error right now.
I think the only person more nervous right now than Brian Lavoie is Matt Hansen's brother, who I see pacing the floors of this pavilion hall.
And he's having a little bit of a problem. Brian Lavoie is right. I mean, not Brian, Chubby Cox is right now. Going to get some technical help as we go single screen with Brian Lavoie.
He will continue to power through his round. He's on the 6th hole. Boy, I can see this.
It's a little bit of a
3-iron sniper.
Kind of hurts your mojo right there, doesn't it?
This is a shot Brian can make. 89 yards, 45. This is about a 48% shot. That's uphill, so he's going.
Yeah, he went a little left with it.
And by the way, did he hit it 50?
Yeah.
Okay. It was uphill. I didn't add that. Brian just trying to get through the round as quickly as possible, it looks like. Playing well. 8 under through 6. Matt Hansen has issues. He has technical support right now as they play. So Lavoie will continue playing. Right now, Matthew Hansen has technical support trying to get his device up and going again. It was not connecting to either the Wi-Fi or whatever hard line they've got plumbed in. Not sure what they have right now, but Lavoie is all systems go. Orbits tracking nicely. That's going to finish left. Bounces away harmlessly, but that will be another birdie. Well done. That was a good shot from Lavoie. Hopefully we get Hansen up here early and get him finished and back to playing. And I would almost probably tell Brian Lavoie, could you stop after 9, let Hansen catch up to you so we can get some decent time sequence, something synced up.
It looks like Chubby Cox is getting himself back going. He's on the 3rd hole. It would probably be a really good idea if Brian Lavoie was to stop. I don't know if he would want to based on how he's playing right now, but
wonder if it's a good idea if perhaps, and I'm talking right now to Andy Coleman, is if we ask Brian Lavoie to stop and wait on Hansen to finish his 9 so we can get them synced back up to have a manageable streaming event so people can actually enjoy the back and forth. So Hansen's back. Chubby Cox points the par 3.
So two different ways that was played right there. There was an eagle on the first hole from Brian Lavoie, and then he ended up parring the 3rd hole of the par 3. Chubby Cox missed his chip, but it's still birdied. So this is kind of a tie match still right now. Now, once again, a lot more holes for Matt Hansen to play.
Quite frankly, I have no clue what BLAV really did. I heard what you were saying on the first few holes because he was not connected. He had unplugged his device. Now we've got an issue with Hansen. BLAV is all systems go, just powering
Do
through
you see a
this
lot
front.
of people play on this the dirt here on the 9th hole?
Yeah, you do. Because again, it's like we have talked. You can't overpower this course, so you have to take your better looks when you can. And that is a easily manageable uphill putt as long as his putting stroke is good. This is what we've talked about in the past with Lavoie. It's the putt in his hand. Look at his hand. It's shaking. But he makes it. Big putt, and he is going to wait. So he has been talked to about, hey, can you please wait? Let Hansen catch up. And that is what he is going to do. Greg Kinsler, two-time Golden Tee World Champion, is in the building.
The Hall of Famer himself.
One of my best friends, watching some mobile. And, of course, Greg was in the 2021 Golden Tee Mobile World Championship. Did not have the outcome that he wanted. Made a run in 2022 as he speaks to friends that are in the pavilion. Chubby Cox finishing his front 9, several holes to play. If you're just joining us, this is our first time we had some technical issues. Brian unplugged his device and was playing the first few holes without us being able to watch. Matthew Hansen's device was not connecting, so we definitely have a lag in how these two are playing. Brian's done with the front. Chubby Cox will be done with the front here in a few holes. And then we will start them back up on the 10th hole. We will look at their scores and try to have a very entertaining back 9 where there's a lot of action that typically transpires. Chris Hampstead, our director of scores today, is here. He's been feeding us scores all afternoon. We appreciate that. Chubby Cox pours that one in. 4 holes to play here on this front for Chubby Cox. This hole's pretty simple. Just put out the fairway and have a stinger in. Chubby is looking at it.
Just one of the matches you're going to see in an elimination match later on. Shankopotamus will play Poppin' Willie's Jordan Scott.
2 great players. Will Davis, of course, we haven't seen him on the stream yet and haven't had a chance to watch him play. But
looking over, watching Duchesne. He's still playing against Mr. Golden Tee a little bit across the room from him. Apollo Fury, Sam Hines.
They're playing?
Yeah, they're playing right now, or they should be playing right now.
I think after this match, we are going to continue on the winner's side.
And we got a classic for you coming up right now on the next one. Tilt Nasty, Bannermans.
I mean, that's where the big steers lock horns, right? These are the 2 studs of the tournament so far. But I'm just telling you, Chris, we can't. These 2 right here on this stream are 2 of the best players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that because they're in a world championship. I'm telling you they legitimately can win this tournament. So we, as much as we're romanticizing about Tilt Nasty, and I know we've really probably talked a lot about Bannermans, but he's been on the stream twice. They're not the only 2 that can win this thing. These guys we're looking at right here can. And there's others as well. Rick Copperthorne playing well. Calderon playing well.
They're up next.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun afternoon and early evening tonight of Golden Tee Mobile.
Well, after we crown our Mobile World Champion, we'll roll right into the last chance closest to the pin and begin our Arcade World Championship tonight. And a great shot.
Chubby Cox almost holes out. Very nicely done from Matthew Hansen. Got his earbuds in. Brian Lavoie with his, just casually watching the stream. You see him there. Chubby Cox just trying to finish his front 9. Lavoie is waiting. He's not waiting because he plays faster than Chubby. He's waiting because of technical difficulties. Again, if you are just joining the stream, they will start back up on the 10th hole and play basically side by side. So we have more of a synced up match for you to enjoy on the stream. Here's Chubby Cox. Carry the water. Drivable par 4. The pin is tucked in by the sand trap. Looks like he's going with a grabber, which means he probably wants to land that a little bit right of the hole. Is that what he's going to do? Yes. Bounces up, and that is safe. That's going to leave him a longer left breaking putt than he wanted. It's not going to be a problem, most likely.
Now, I believe Lavoie birdied this hole. And so if
Really?
Yeah. And so if that's the case, Chubby Cox can take a one-stroke advantage, making sure he birdies this hole into the back 9 of this course.
I'm glad you're paying attention. I think I was more into watching them try to fix the connectivity issues that Hansen was having.
A lot of great Golden Tee Arcade players just arriving to the arena today, getting themselves ready to play their own closest to the pin tournament tonight.
It's starting to fill up in here.
Yeah.
It's starting to get the buzz. It's the mobile has a buzz, but you're starting to get that arcade buzz. You're starting to get the hairs on your arms are starting to stand a little bit.
The mood in the building for the last 24 hours from these guys have been great. You can tell it's been 2.5 years since they've been able to play on a stage like this.
So Chubby Cox trying to finish this front 9.
He plays a very safe shot and will leave himself just almost a similar uphill putt that BLAV had. And so now Chubby Cox takes a one-stroke advantage to the back 9 of Rustic here.
So Chubby Cox, 12 under par on the front 9 of Rustic. Brian Lavoie, 11 under, and now we are synced up. BLAV has had a lot of time.
One update from the bracket right here as Matt Vick ends his second World Championship, losing to Nebraska Ball. And he will move on. Nebraska Ball will take on No-Dos in the next elimination match on the loser side of the bracket.
Good update. Thanks to John Noble for providing us with some real-time scoring as we watch this match. This is going to be a fun back 9, brother. This is going to be a fun back 9. One-stroke lead for Chubby Cox. Oh, and Brian has thrown this out with a curve.
That's a swervy sniper or stinger.
That's big putt for Brian right now. I'm very curious how this swipe is. He made his putt.
If Steve Sobey played mobile, that's shots he would play.
The Sobey swerve. Sobey safe. Sobey swerve. One of the best tournament players I've ever seen in my entire life. Native of Cleveland, Ohio.
Ooh, and there's an aggressive shot from Chubby Cox. He went full-blown stinger, took the bunker on, and ended up right there. This has got flop rage written all over it, Chad, right?
It looks like he's going to
sand.
Looks like he's going to throw a sandwich with the torpedo, try to climb that uphill green. It's all about getting the line right.
And
Lavoie.
Big outside O'Brien.
Let's see what he has, though. He might be able to throw something under those trees with the low iron.
Oh.
And he will. He'll be able to get on that green if he hits a really nice shot. Huge chip for Hansen. A lot of action on both screens.
To tie it up, and
what a chip!
Drills it.
Chubby Cox, big time chip.
Huge.
That is money, and that maintains a one-stroke lead here on the winner's side. Brian Lavoie had to have heard the crowd, heard the yells, and now he has made a mistake. He's tried to get aggressive, get that to the green, which is the play to make. Now he's left himself another tough shot, so he is looking at being down 2 strokes with that awesome make by Chubby Cox. And oh my, Brian Lavoie has left this one short as well. This is an absolute must-make chip. Chubby Cox should be fine with his tee shot. He is. Here's BLAV. Must make this. This is going to bounce hard left. Sniper.
Nails it.
That's huge. BLAV stops the bleeding.
Made a par when he needs to. Gives that stroke back.
So Chubby Cox should go up 2. If he could just get a birdie here. That is an enormous chip with a sniper for BLAV. Chubby lands this way short, lets it run all the way down, which it always does. He will have that for birdie. He now has a 2-stroke lead. Brian Lavoie, did he go wet on that drive or is he good? Is that his second shot?
That is his second shot.
Okay.
He's good.
He's okay. Stroke 2. Challenges the water, almost in the water. So BLAV will take this on.
And just an update, another match. Mark Duchesne rebounds, and Larry Foster, his Golden Tee World Championship is now over. 26-22. Mark Duchesne will move on. He should play, I believe, the loser of this match.
Mark Duchesne, from parts unknown, actually lives in Chicago, Illinois now. Bought a new house within the last year. He's actually in city limits. There is the drive from Chubby Cox, finds the fairway. BLAV is now down by 2 and has to hope for a Chubby Cox mistake and potentially a hole out on his end.
A front 9 update for the bottom end of this bracket. Apollo Fury, Duck Rubber, 7 under, 6 under. Right now, 1-stroke advantage for Apollo Fury. Now Campbell.
Apollo Fury's got a ton of game. That was one guy that when a group of us were talking, that's a player you don't typically want to play. Niall Campbell is a hell of a player. Came here early this week, got the jet lag out of the way. Spent quite a bit of time here with him this week. Very excited about playing. So it looks like he's in for a good match here on the loser side. But right now, here is the winner's side. Chubby Cox and BLAV. Chubby Cox with a 1-stroke lead. Takes this hole on, very nicely done. That will be for eagle. Here is BLAV. Uses an Orbitz, and he will have a long right breaker.
There's a little bit of disappointment to that shot. You could tell that in his body language a little bit. He wanted that to be a lot closer.
When I say long, I don't mean 60-footer. I'm just, for these guys.
Oh, he missed the putt.
That's trouble.
You saw it.
That's trouble. That's trouble. You want to be closer than that for these big right breakers. That was my point.
And Matt just looked up. He saw it. He got a little uncomfortable there.
You want to be closer than that. Take the nerves out of play. The nerves aren't really going to mess up a whole lot of 10-footers. And I'm not saying that BLAV was nervous on that putt. That's just not a putt you want. You don't want a 20 or 30-foot right, whatever that was. Misses it on the low side. And now Chubby Cox with a 3-stroke lead on Brian Lavoie. Here's the drive by BLAV into the street. He will use a Ranger from there most likely, depending on where the pin is actually.
Chad, another example of how you can't overpower this course right there.
Yeah, this is the shot you have to take. You have a nice clean look at it. He has a what? What is he going to hit from there? Chubby Cox is in go time position. Chubby Cox, go time. Hits his drive to the end of this fairway. He has a very good look at this hole with a 3-stroke lead. Here's Lavoie with a sniper, and it is short. And he will have a Ranger putt. You see Larry Foster is leaving the pavilion.
It.
Chubby Cox, nice shot, 3-stroke lead. Lavoie needs a minor miracle at this point. 1-stroke lead may be manageable to come back on. 3 strokes against Matthew Hansen, and that just spells disaster. You're not going to probably beat Matthew Hansen with him having a 3-stroke lead on you. He's too good. Methodical, plays very well. So Lavoie will hit his drive into this gap, and Chubby Cox will hit it onto the street. That's going to be his goal.
Doing the same thing BLAV did.
Lavoie is safe in prime position. Hansen should be fine. This is going to kick hard to the left. This might actually end up in the rough, or is he going to be in the lane? Yeah, he's fine. So nestles up to the curb, but he is fine. BLAV left his shot just a smidge short, but made the putt from the fringe. Oh, Brian curves this around. This needs to run. It does. Keeps running.
Gets a little bit of run out to that.
He did. That got a lot of run out. So he's going to have a chip. Or is he going to putt it? No, he's going to putt.
Right in the mic, too.
Chubby Cox from the street. Big lead. Just needs to get his
javelin
eagle
out
and get out of here.
Surprised he's not playing a Ranger there?
Not really. I just think he wants to. The one thing about the javelin, when it hits this green, it doesn't run out real hard. So he's not going to most likely leave himself with a long putt if he uses his javelin. The Ranger takes off like crazy, splits this gap. It's going to bounce a little bit. Oh, boy.
Just a little short there.
Oh, boy. I would think that if you know you are hitting a javelin on a hole that the Ranger is the preferred play, you make sure you have enough club to get there.
Yes, sir.
So I'm surprised he didn't put enough club. I'm not surprised by a javelin. You just have to have enough club, and that is a mistake. So big chip for Chubby, but he still has a big lead.
This match gets interesting again if he misses this. Same shot he made earlier.
Lavoie will move on with a GT par here. And here's the chip, and Chubby skirts it to the left. So he will give one back to Brian Lavoie, but he still maintains a nice lead. Takes a sip of his drink, settles down a little bit. Lavoie on the 17th hole, the pin to the far left. Going to be very hard to hold this thing out where this pin is. Lavoie will use a Stinger sniper. He's good at these. He needs it desperately. Desperately. Long. So he'll have a left breaker. And he makes his putt. That's a birdie. We'll move to 18th hole. Matthews being very deliberate right now. Trying not to make any mistakes. Gave one up on the last hole. He's wanting more fireworks.
It's important that Chubby Cox doesn't let this unravel right now. Very important. He's lost a stroke on the last hole. Right now, we project a 2-stroke advantage just about right now.
And this is not where he wanted to be. He wanted to be a little bit more. He should be fine here.
There's an action putt right there for BLAV. Must make. Boy, what a great shot.
And BLAV missed his putt.
BLAV missed his putt. Great shot from Chubby Cox.
Great shot. Houston orbits, threw it all the way to the back of that green, let it back up. BLAV has missed his putt. Most likely going to move into the loser's bracket unless Matthew Hansen absolutely disintegrates, which I'm telling you now he's not going to do. Too steady. He's not going to blow your doors off with a 34 under par or 32, but what he's going to do is he's going to consistently play great shots, not make a lot of mistakes, and he is capable of a great score. I think I've seen him shoot a 33 under on Dodge.
Oh, very capable.
But now he's got the full screen as he finishes up his round. This is just, it should be a victory march.
Don't know what kind of pace they're playing right now. 14 under, 12 under. Duck rubber against Apollo Fury.
Duck rubber's up too?
Yeah, but it doesn't show what kind of pace they're playing. You know, Apollo could be a couple holes behind for all I know.
No, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's a very good point.
As we watch Chubby Cox finish off these last 2 holes right now.
And you've done this a long time on the arcade side. When you have 2 really good friends go head-to-head, you don't cheer, but you almost hate to see 2 good friends play each other and one have to lose. And that's what I'm facing right now. I mean, Matthew Hansen and Brian Lavoie, 2 very good friends of mine in the mobile game. Hate to see Brian lose the way he did.
That's his name. Brian's down here just, giving some disappointing hugs right now like he could have been better.
He could have, and he knows it.
But he still has another opportunity. He's not out.
100%. The guys that are hugging when they lose 2 are the ones you feel bad for. Brian's still in this tournament.
And Matt Hansen sends one away. This is a beautiful shot.
That was very nicely done.
Just right over the hole and leaves himself an easy putt. Love watching the different styles and how people swipe.
Checking out YouTube right now as Hansen finishes off Brian LeBoy. Josh Carlson watching with us. Dirtbag from the Golden T-Mobile game. Micah Middleton. Brian Muxlow. Some very, very good players. Of course, Dirtbag almost qualified for Vegas last year in week 17. Played me in the semifinal and had me dead to rights and missed a short putt. Chris, you called that match. Missed a short putt on the 18th hole of Desert Valley, and I ended up facing Barrett Detterman, who knocked me out. But Dirtbag was almost there. Of course, Brian Muxlow watching. We've seen Jesus play in several of the qualifiers. Hansen bends this around. That's
I was
gonna be a little
concerned he
short.
was going to be short, but
This is really all over but the crying. He's going to pull out a Ranger. If he misses, he's not going to care. He's just going to tap in. Here's his – it's a left hand. This is a hard one. Just
it's
passed.
a little high.
But he's fine.
This is a tap in, one putt to win.
And he's in.
Gets it done.
So Chubby Cox continues through the winner's side. Big victory. That's a good match because he just played a very, very good player in Brian Lavoie and, quite frankly, won easily.
3 of our final 4 set now.